Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks for pressing play. I have two different things happening today. One of them kind of sucks, and the other one is going to be really awesome, especially if you own a C7 Corvette. Alright guys, so the very first thing we're going to do is fix a chip in the windshield. The other day I was going up to blackout tinting to get my visor put on, and a rock got kicked up at an undisclosed speed and it chipped the windshield. Now I was lucky this particular chip didn't crack, but I have the Safelite guy come in here in a minute to fix this for me so it doesn't turn into a crack because of how stiff the frame is on this car. It is always very possible that going over bumps and stuff, that could end up cracking all the way across the windshield. So we're gonna get that fixed today before we head back up to blackout tinting and go into the second part of this video, which is gonna be something you're definitely gonna wanna check out if you have a C7 Corvette, or really any newer car. We'll touch more on that in a second. Now, obviously you can tell from the camera, it's nothing major. It's not like my windshield is completely shattered, but this kind of stuff can get ugly quick. So you want to make sure you grab it as fast as you can and get that fixed before it becomes a huge issue. But the Safelite guy is about to get set up, so I'm gonna film the process. Then we're gonna jump in the car and head up to blackout tinting. All right, guys, and as you saw there, he is all done. So it was kind of difficult to see before. Now it's basically invisible. So that's basically all I wanted, was to make that not noticeable and to make sure that it never cracked across the glass here because of how stiff the suspension is. So good job there. Everything's good to go. We're all done. Like I said, not a big deal. Rock chips happen. You could get them fixed pretty easily. I just didn't want to have to deal with a possibility of it getting worse. Anyway, we're gonna go on to step number 2, which I promise you is a lot cooler. And if you have a newer car, it's definitely gonna be for you. So let's jump in the car, head up to blackout tinting, and take a look at what they have for us. All right, guys, here we are at blackout tinting. I came up here for a very interesting project today. So we have Dean and Josh, both from blackout tinting. Obviously, he's the owner, he's a worker, but they both know their stuff. So Dean asked me if I wanted to put the XPEL RX in my Corvette on the touchscreen. And I said, well, what is XPEL RX? And he told me this.
So it's an antimicrobial surface protection film. It's designed to stop the growth and reproduction of germs, microbes, and bacteria, and helps keep you more sanitary, as well as the surfaces that you're touching all the time with your hands.
Okay, so that by itself sells it, but it also adds protection to the Corvette. So if you don't want to mess up your touchscreen, let's use some XPEL, right? So XPEL is all over my Corvette thanks to this guy. And it protects the paint and keeps the car looking beautiful. So I talked to Josh about it, and we're probably going to go ahead and start selling it on the channel, just like we're selling the Corvette bow ties. So if you guys are interested, I will put all the information down below, and you just send me an email and we'll get you set up with a part of your own. It is pretty easy to install. It installs very similar to XPEL on your car. This offers the same kind of protection for your screen, plus the antimicrobial stuff. So XPEL is not just for our cars anymore, guys. This is literally getting installed on the phone. This is XPEL RX. So it's antimicrobial, right? Am I saying that right?
Correct.
I'm saying that right. So with everything happening in the world today, this stuff is good to have to keep germs and stuff off your phone. As you can see here, he's installing it similar to how you do on a car. It's a wet application, but it's not as sopping wet as it is with regular XPEL. We're doing the XPEL RX on the touchscreen in the C7 Corvette. So Dean here,
How's it going?
he just did it a little bit ago on my wife's Samsung phone. And it's basically a screen protector that, you know, like I said, doesn't allow growth of bacteria and stuff like that on it. So it's more sanitary. So we're gonna do it on the Vette. Why not, right? With everything going on in the world today, we might as well make it as safe as possible. So what he's doing right now is just measuring it because they don't have custom cut templates for this yet. He's measuring it out. He's going to create one for it. The protection factor alone is worth it, let alone the fact that it might help not spread some sort of crap.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, even in the most basic cars, the average touchscreen, just to replace the screen alone, is around $1,200. And with a lot of the higher end cars that they have, the whole unit has to be replaced. So this is just alcohol to wipe all your fingerprints and stuff like that off.
And there's a lot of them. Misting the product. Look at that, guys. It's like he's done this before.
Once or twice. And we basically just hard card the edge to make sure there's no moisture left behind. And that's it.
That's it. That is it. That screen is now more protected and now won't have any kind of bacteria on it. All right, guys, so I know you're all wondering, why wouldn't I just use the XPEL Ultimate 7, which is the interior version of the XPEL Ultimate Plus that you use on the exterior of your car? Well, Josh is going to give us the answer for that.
That's a good question, and I'm sure it's going to come up a lot, but the main reason that the interior protection film, or Ultimate Plus 7, was developed was to protect interior trim pieces. Those are things that you're not necessarily touching all the time, but may get some damage just as a result of daily use of the car. Now, the antimicrobial film, or the XPEL RX, is designed specifically for things that you're touching all the time. It's also thicker. It's 11 mils as opposed to 7 mils, so it gives you better protection, which for those screens is very important. And it's also, as I mentioned, antimicrobial, so it's going to stop the buildup of bacteria, germs, and whatever else could grow on that surface.
Okay, so there you guys go. Straight from the horse's mouth.